ADHD burnout. It refers to the cycle of overcommitting and overextending that leads to fatigue in people with ADHD. It involves taking on way too many tasks or commitments, and then subsequent exhaustion that happens when we're unable to fulfill all of our obligations. Welcome to Some Betterment. My name is Sara Melinda, and this is episode 3, series 1 on my channel. This episode is about burnout and how to use the spoon theory to manage your energy levels so you don't burn out. I'm also going to be talking about how persistent burnout in my life led me to a diagnosis of ADHD. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be talking about all sorts of really practical ways and resources that you can use to improve your mental health and improve your life. So go ahead, do it now. Hit the subscribe button. I think it's right there. Now, before we start getting into burnout, I just want to remind you that I am not a medical health professional. So if anything in this episode resonates with you, I highly encourage you to talk to your doctor about it. So I have had a persistent pattern of burnout for pretty much as long as I can remember. And I'm just going to share with you my cycle of burnout that happens on a regular basis. The first thing that happens is I get really excited about something. It can be a project, a hobby, a volunteer opportunity, a work-related thing, whatever it is, I get excited about it and I go all in. So I say yes to all the things, I say yes to all the people, and I'm really pumped for it and I can't wait and it's awesome. The next thing that happens, I start to get really tired because I have all these plans and I have all these ideas about what I want to do. And then I start to get really tired because I have overcommitted myself and I have not considered how much time this will actually take. The next thing that happens is I start to get really stressed. So when I get stressed, I stop taking care of myself. I, don't get enough sleep. Then I would start disappointing people that I really cared about, like my family, like other people who are really important to me. Then I can't live up to my own expectations of myself. So I set very high expectations. I am a recovering perfectionist. So if I couldn't live up to my own expectations, I would start to get disappointed in myself. And then I would get really sad. And then I would start to fall apart. And then I'd have to put everything down. So I would have to start taking care of myself. And then I would recover. And then the whole thing would start all over again. Last year, it got really bad. I couldn't hardly do anything for my family, for myself, anything. What ended up happening is I had to quit my job. I didn't see that I was going to be better anytime soon. So I left my job and I decided that I was going to really try and figure out what the heck was wrong with me because this pattern just kept happening over and over again. I thought I was a perfectionist. That's what I thought was wrong with me. And I started to read a lot about perfectionism. And I actually started to record a video for this channel about perfectionism. And as I was watching the footage, I realized that there's something else wrong with me. I started investigating ADHD in women, and it's actually quite different. It presents very differently than it does in men and in boys. It's about things like time blindness, totally losing track of time, thinking you can achieve way more things in a period of time than you actually can. People with ADHD have excellent hyperfocus, so they can hyperfocus on stuff and do a whole lot of stuff all at once, and the whole rest of the world disappears. People with ADHD lose things. They're late chronically. Executive function. That's like everything that happens between deciding to do something and actually doing it. I'm great at planning, but to get myself to actually do the thing that I've planned is actually really hard. I've always felt like there's something wrong with me. Anyway, when I started to go down this path of exploring ADHD, I realized that burnout is actually a really common occurrence in people with ADHD. So ADHD burnout. It refers to the cycle of overcommitting and overextending that leads to fatigue in people with ADHD. It involves taking on way too many tasks or commitments, and then subsequent exhaustion that happens when we're unable to fulfill all of our obligations. I now want to talk about the spoon theory, and the way that I'm going to talk about it is in terms of helping you manage your energy on an ongoing basis. So the spoon theory that I spoke about in my very first episode was about managing chronic illness, and it was about trying to help you manage your energy when you are stuck in the pit of despair and when you are experiencing a mental health crisis. But this is what I use to help me to not burn out. I have a printable on my Buy Me a Coffee page. It's absolutely free, and I encourage you to go and download it. I'm going to leave it in the description below. The reason that I have printables is because when you're trying to change your life, you need constant reminders of the thing that you're trying to change. I keep these right by my bed. I get blue tack, or I have some of them in frames, and I leave them beside my bed so that it's the first thing that I look at when I wake up. I just need to keep it in the back of my mind all of the time, and it just really helps to have it right there in my face. That's why I do printables. It's not because I'm old and I'm stuck in last century. I just find them really useful, and I just really hope that you find them useful too. On the printable, part of it says, "Your energy is a finite resource." Is that not true? You do not have endless energy. You have finite energy. The other part of the printable, 2 columns. One column has things that deplete your energy. One column has things that increase your energy. So, decreases your spoons, increases your spoons. Here's some examples of things that decrease my spoons. 100% admin. Admin of any kind of description. Banking, budgeting, school notes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Chores, work, socializing with a lot of people, going shopping, driving the kids around to a million places, and just managing all of those, who's picking who up when and at what time, and spending hours in your car, talking on the phone for me. All of those things are going to deplete my energy. So basically life depletes my energy, and it depletes yours. You have to make sure that you do something every single day that's going to help you replenish your energy. Exercise, a bath, reading, games, power naps, patting pets, doing something creative, getting outside in nature, doing journaling, video journaling. I'm going to be talking about that in the last episode of this series next week. Video journaling completely transformed my life. All these sorts of things are things that are going to help increase your energy. If this is a persistent problem for you, I really encourage you to try this out. This video is all about burnout prevention and how to manage your energy so you don't burn out. But if you are watching this video and you are in the middle of a burnout, I have read a number of books on burnout, and I have a suggestion for you. It's called The Burnout Solution. It's by Siobhan Murray. So this is a great book for helping you to recover from burnout. It talks about personality types that are susceptible to burnout, like people like me who are, recovering perfectionists, and people with ADHD, people who are in helping professions, people who, have big hearts and who really like to help people. They're all people who are very prone to burnout. I'll leave a link in the description for this book. They have it available on Kindle, and you can get it in a hard copy. Thank you so much for watching this video about burnout and how to prevent it. I really hope that you got something out of this video. If you want a better life, if you want, just a little bit of betterment, not a lot, please subscribe and like my channel.